Hello, good morning, and welcome back to another video. How do I want to intro this one? Do I just say I rewatched Agatha to get in kind of a fall mood and I knew that I wanted a Marvel costume for Oogie Boogie Bash in like 20 days, so here we are. I made a Darkhold a year ago when Agatha was coming out and it's just been on display this whole time. Like literally no one's even seen it, I feel like, other than if you watched the video. It's time to like show that off, right? I put in a whole weekend's work on that. Anyways, I have already started on this, so let me just show you and walk you through kind of what I did. For the patterns, I'm basically borrowing a bunch of patterns that I already have from old stuff. I just updated my pattern binder. So yeah, I think I'm gonna need a new one of these. And also I need to upgrade how I'm keeping these. I feel like I want to switch to manila folders. I have an old knit shirt, like tight fit top pattern that I use for basically anything when I need a knit shirt. So what I use for clove, that's about it. And then I made forever ago, like 10 years ago probably, I made a bodysuit pattern for a Harley Quinn suit, for a classic Harley Quinn suit, and I basically just took a pair of leggings that I knew fit, that I didn't want anymore, or maybe there was like a tear in them or they were worn out a little bit, and I cut them apart and I traced them, and then I made like a mock-up and I did all the adjustments and everything for a full bodysuit. So I took one of those bodysuit patterns and I basically just made myself a new just legging pattern. So we have the leggings and we have the shirt, and I'm trying to use a lot of materials that I already have. So I get this matte swimsuit fabric from this one company that I love. And so I thought I had like a ton of this from all of the Harley stuff that I've done. And I do have a ton of this, but it's not big enough pieces. However, I do have this other like kind of shinier, like not as nice spandexy fabric. And that's what I've gone for with the pants. So I have the pants already cut out. Ta-da. And then I'm just going to add, there's like a little bit of texture on her pants. And because I'm not trying to do anything absolutely crazy, and I'm also on like a tiny bit of a time crunch, so I will not be waiting. I had bookmarked good fabric for this costume. I will not be waiting for it. Yeah, I just won't. That's just not a thing that's happening. So anyways, I will probably be texturing this with paint. I did some tests already with a couple different colors. And then for the shirt, I have the same spandex in red. It's a very bright red, so I do have some fabric dye that I think I'm gonna put over the top of it, but there's also a lot of like black splotches on it, so I don't know. We'll have to see. And then I think I'm gonna throw this black power mesh over top. I also have this red power mesh. I have a lot of this. I think I got this for the red Harley Quinn dress. Don't know if I'm gonna be using this. I'm gonna keep it out just in case I want to. But I have this absolutely gorgeous black and metallic red power mesh that I'm absolutely using on the bodice. This is gonna be like my main red bodice material. So yeah, that's it for like the under stuff. For the skirt, I actually have more of this coming because I'm gonna do the skirt out of this and then I'm just going to dye it and paint it. I might try to do a dip dye. I'll probably end up just like spray painting it, honestly. That seems so much easier. And then for the bodice, I'm actually gonna be using my Rhaenyra, the Black Queen season 1 episode 10 pattern for that, because of the way that her waist comes down. It's literally the exact same waist pattern, and I know that the skirt pattern that I have for Rhaenyra fits onto the bodice perfectly, so we can do the skirt attached to the bodice if we want to. I don't know if I will. I might have it attached to like the belt. I honestly can't decide because I'm probably gonna have a back just zipper on the bodice, I think. I don't know for sure. So we'll just get into it. I got the texturing on the front pants done, and I also did one middle seam on one of them. I literally just folded it over and ran it through my serger because there's a front seam, but I didn't feel like patterning that, and I knew that I could literally just do it like this. I will not be doing that on the back. It also needs iron still, and yeah. I honestly don't know how I feel about the texturing. I feel like it's gonna be fine. Like, if it looks like shit, it's fine. You know, we're not like super worried about the pants. The shirt has turned out fantastic. So yes, this was in the back of the intro the whole time. Guess what? It's been 5 minutes since then, if that. So this is what it looks like with just the red and then the mesh over top. I actually think it's like doing a fantastic job, and I don't even know if I'm gonna dye it. Maybe I will. I think I'm gonna wait for the rest of my fabric to arrive so that I can put the skirt together and do just a big batch dye to make sure it's all the same color. Because I did get 2 different dyes. I got just like a red, and then I got like a wine color, I think. And only one of them is synthetic. Oh, and then the belt pattern is done. I think I want to refit it because the way that it was sitting on the dress form, this was like way too straight down, if that makes sense. So I think I'm gonna pull the canvas back out and refit this. I want to do a test of what material I'm going to put this over top of for the bodice. I have some black bridal satin that I think it would look great on, just to have it like on black. I have the bodice pattern all done, and I will be doing the main like front section that's like the main bulk of it out of foam. So I need to find my foam. And then I also went in and I did all of like our trimmings and stuff in different patterns so that those can be all separate. This is not, I'm not going crazy on this. This is not going to be like a convention piece by any means. Like I probably won't line the top or the bodice. Like this is supposed to be a quick thing. I texted Lexi because she was like, she sent me something about like Thursday costumes, or maybe she asked, I like posted something cryptic, and she was like, what are you doing? And I told her this, and she was like, but I was like, I swear I'm not doing anything crazy. And she's like, I don't believe that you're not doing anything crazy. I'm like, no, listen, I'm not even making original patterns. Listen, I'm using all old ones. I say as if I didn't spend like 3 hours yesterday just doing the bodice. Whatever, bro. I want to refit this, find my foam. I'm gonna be honest, I hate working with foam, but it just seems like the best way to do this. Like the only way, basically. I might also change how far back on the neck it goes. I saw someone else's and she only did it like a little over cap, because obviously the wig is gonna cover a lot of it. So that is just like the thing. It's a quick costume. It's a Thursday costume. The back doesn't need to be great. I didn't even look at reference pictures of the back. I looked at someone else's work to see what they did. I'm just gonna get into bodice and belt stuff. Hello. Okay, here is an update because I haven't yapped in a while, but also I don't know really what I filmed last. I went ahead. I dyed this fabric. Let me find. This is what it was originally. This is what it's dyed to. I dyed this. It looks really nice under the mesh. It also looks really nice like this. And then I also dyed the skirt that I just cut out and sewed together quickly. I tried to do more of like a gradient dye on this, where I dyed all of it with the same pot of dye as this. I did them like back to back, where I dyed this first and then I dyed this. I also tried to do this one more uneven because the skirt is very textured. And then once this was like rinsed of the maroony dye, I just went in, same pot of dye. Like I literally pulled the skirt out, rinsed it out in the sink, dropped in like a little bit of black synthetic dye, and then I tried to do like a bit of a dip dye, but then I was like, you know what, whatever. And I just kind of like put the pot next to the sink off the heat, put the bottom half in the pot, and then laid the rest of it into the sink, and then I just left it there for a while, and then I was like, that's probably good enough. But we got this insane texture that I love because it was just kind of sitting in there stagnant. So yeah, love that. I'm still gonna go back in and add a little bit more depth to the bottom of this. More than likely, I'm gonna end up like spray painting a lot of this costume. But we have that all done. And then I have been working on the trim pieces, which are just being absolute pain. I have never had issues sewing through this pleather. I have had this pleather for 10 years. Maybe that's why I'm suddenly having issues with it. But now I'm suddenly having issues sewing through this pleather. So love that for me. That's just making it like slightly harder to do the corset the way that I had planned. I also made a canvas inner piece for the corset. And then I know I said I wasn't gonna line it. I'm probably gonna throw together a lining. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to get the canvas piece attached to the corset, and then I have all of these edge pieces that will go on. I did go in, and the part where it's supposed to be like top stitched, because it doesn't want to top stitch, I just ironed very carefully over so that I can just like lay this on, pin it. So the same way that I did with these pieces is how I'm gonna put these on. So this one will go on like this. And then once we get this all put together, then we get to start on foam. Yay! I have the pants all sewn together. They're just pinned on right here. I don't have the waistband in yet, just because I didn't feel like trying to find my elastic. Yeah, we're like really making moves on this. I would love to get a lot more of the corset done today so that I can start on the foam, because the foam is going to be like a whole process. And then also like painting and adding texture to all of this once the foam is on. And I need to cut the neckline of the shirt. Figure it out. I think I'm attaching the skirt to the corset. I think the belt will go on over top. I don't know for sure. For sure, I don't know. That does mean I do have to cut into the corset, or the skirt actually, now that I think about it. Whatever, we'll figure it out. I also have the majority of the pieces for the belt cut out. I just need, I think I have some scraps. I have some like red leather on a roll over here, but I think I have some scraps of that are gonna be like the rest of this. I don't know for sure. I don't know. We'll see. I do know though that I am at least sewing like these together like I did with this. I'm just gonna start putting stuff together, because at this rate I'm just gonna keep talking until I don't know when. we now have an absolutely kind of crazy base for this costume. I'm just gonna lift it so you can see, you know. So yeah, I got the belt, corset, shirt, and pants, and the skirt. They're all semi-done, I guess you could say. The corset just needs, obviously, the big piece on top, finishings in the back. The shirt needs trimmed on the bottom, and then the neckline trimmed, and then the sleeves need done. I don't know what that dinging is. Yeah, this is a great point to now move over to the foam. So I don't know how I'm gonna cut this, so if I decide to cut this into more than one video, here you go. So thanks for being here for the sewing, and I'll see you guys when we get to the foam. I'm so excited to distress this costume, let me tell you. The dye on the skirt already is perfect, but we're gonna go absolutely crazy on it. I'll see you then. Well, I'll see you for foam and then for distressing, but